Shake them straight off, right?
Take those fucking nerves straight off.
Welcome to the NA Podcasts Part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2,
So we got
Jamesy.
Jamesy.
Thank you. Thanks
Had
for
him
having us,
before
man.
as Kid B, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And then you
that's
changed?
new identity, man. So it's
Then you just go with the times.
yeah, this is it.
Just be who you want, whenever you want.
Yeah, it's 2024. You know,
It
what
is,
I mean?
mate. You can
It's
just do what you want.
the time,
You
isn't
can
it?
do what you want. You
know
could be
what I
Kid
mean?
B, Jamesy.
Yeah, this is it.
You could be Jamesy if you want. You know what I mean? No one's
It's
gonna
totally,
say it.
it's totally open.
That's just on a weekend, though, isn't it?
You can't say that anymore.
Can you not?
No,
Is
political,
it? Oh, it's
political
transphobic
correctness,
or
mate.
something, yeah.
Is it transphobic? Oh.
Yeah.
But
I don't,
yeah,
I
so
don't see myself as transphobic. I might say some shit, but,
Well, I think you are, but there we go.
well, you know that I am.
Gee, I know.
glad to see you two haven't changed.
No, we haven't changed.
Absolutely not,
One
mate.
little
That's
bit,
good.
mate. No, we're the same. When did we last see you? Was it April?
Yeah, I think May. We were
May.
just discussing it with Dunk before we started. I think it was May time. I know it was quite hot, and there's quite a few people in here last time as well. So, and I know you.
Was
haven't
it when
been-
Ramble Gamble were playing?
No, I think one of them from Ramble Gamble. They're amazing, aren't they?
Because
Ramble Gamble. I
didn't
really
I
love them.
see? Because I wasn't there for that one, was I? That was the one I wasn't there for.
That was May.
Yeah, I wasn't. 'Cause I
Yeah.
wasn't there for that one. I missed that one. But
It was just
obviously
before you moved.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if that makes any sense. To
I
you.
saw you
Yeah,
before
would
that.
have been.
at,
Yeah, that would have been the last
Yeah.
one. But yeah,
Well, yeah, thanks for coming on again, mate. It's
Yeah.
great to see
No,
you.
it's good to see you. You're a breath of fresh air, and you're always supporting local talent and that's something on its own. And you do your own thing, and I'm loving the good setup. I mean, look at that. That's brilliant. You know, that is pretty good.
Yeah,
you got your own little sofas here, and that.
Yeah, mate.
It's pretty good. That
One
you're keeping
respect.
this going as well. I don't know what you're doing regarding events, but keeping something like this alive for musicians like myself and other people who have been on at your event before. And there's videos on YouTube of that, of course. You can check them out.
Check them out.
Yeah, we've got to throw that in there. So yeah, it's just brilliant. And you musicians yourself, have you been working on material? I know I'm the interviewee, as it were,
I feel like I'm getting interviewed.
but it's nice. It's nice
no,
to
it's
see
not-
what you guys are up to. We're all pals here, aren't we?
We're not. It was not an interview. It's a podcast chat with everyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dudley's been out for about a year with a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
We just did our first gig a couple of.
we've done a
weeks
couple,
ago.
haven't we? Well, we did
Yeah, we've done a couple. We did
one
a
at-
wedding.
did the wedding,
Yeah.
and before that we went to Tom Pudding in Goole, which is it's one of our favourite places to play.
Yeah.
Why
So
is
we
that?
did
Why is that
four-
then? What's
It's just this tiny little bar that does like loads of real ales and stuff. It's
great, yeah, it's really
in
cool.
the middle of Goole, but
you just feel at home there?
people-
Is it,
well, people go
buzz
there-
off the music there. Is that the-
absolutely,
yeah.
Goole are
people go there
amazing, yeah,
specifically for obviously the drinking and the music.
Yeah.
and obviously they love the original stuff as well.
That's,
do it
that's,
like,
that's a hard find,
So
isn't
we
it?
did a Sunday. So there's a thing on a Thursday by a dude. I'm not going to mention his name. And he does because it made me angry. He does a Thursday thing, like a buskers night, and then
I'm going to say it. Sid's famous buskers night.
And then-
Shout out to Sid and Jan.
and then
Why does he get Marcy?
I'm not getting arsey.
No.
I'm not getting arsey. And then I
wanted to dig deeper on that one.
You don't want to dig deeper.
Yeah.
But then the dude who runs the bar, like we did a
Yeah,
we
I've
did
seen
a,
it on Facebook. It
yeah, we
does
did a
look pretty
festival.
banging.
Yeah, we did a festival in Gaul, which we weren't actually playing on, but we kind of got roped into doing 2 stages there. And then when I was
That's
out
awesome.
doing one of the stages, the busker stage, the dude who runs the bar, he was like, "We're going to do a similar thing on a Sunday, but I'm booking the acts. Do you want to come along?" So me and Eve have been working since Dudley's been out for a year.
Yeah,
me and
yeah.
Eve have been working on stuff you've probably seen. So us two are doing stuff, and then
Awesome.
after we were doing stuff. So what we did was like I got booked for it, but I said so I did half of the gig with me and Eve, and then I did half the gig with me and Dudley, and then we did 3 songs at the end because
Yeah.
we do some stuff together. And yeah,
All originals, because I know you guys are strict on originals. You love
We
the
did.
originals,
We
don't
do a
you?
mix. We still do a mix.
little bit of a
Yeah,
mix.
yeah.
We do a few
Mainly-
covers.
mainly
We do a few
originals.
covers. Mainly
Yeah, yeah.
originals. Me and
Yeah.
Eve are the same. We do all our original stuff.
Yeah.
When we do a threesome, 2 of the songs originals and one of them was a cover.
Singing as a threesome, by the way, you know.
Yeah, I know. You can dream. He just wants me. I know you want me.
Am I on the right Am I on the right podcast here?
Hey, you can make it a foursome if you like, bro. We're all friends here, lad.
We'll see where we go with this.
What?
I didn't agree to this.
Well, you haven't got
What,
a
the
mic,
foursome,
so-
the threesome, or just sat here in our presence?
Kind of all of them.
You came. So, what's the point? Yeah. So anyway, he booked, but we got
Yeah.
like so basically pass a bucket, right? You didn't get paid. They do a bucket. We got 130 quid.
No, that's
Just from
really
people,
good.
yeah.
Just
Just
pay what you
people just
pay
pay,
want.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah, that's
fucking
good,
great.
man.
And we love it there. We always go back there and we love it. And the guys who run it are awesome. They're
Yeah.
really, really, really top lads.
And this is obviously your own separate event to the Buskers Night thing. Yeah.
It's not our night. It was the dudes putting it on. But so yeah, it's separate from the Buskers night, but it's a similar setup. But yeah, it was really good. We had a really good
Because
time.
I know you've done stuff for charity. Is that right down that way, Gull? Is it like
We've done some
mental
charity
health and
stuff
like
there.
that?
Yeah, we did a Chrysalis gig at the
Yeah.
Charter Club, which was pretty good.
That's really
that was
good,
me,
man.
actually, the first one. Why
Yeah.
wasn't there for the second one? Did you play at that one?
The
you
second
just
one,
doing the
I
sound?
did the sound fit because my
Yeah.
shoulder was obviously wasn't good enough to play. I think you were in Japan actually at that time.
Yeah,
So I think
possibly,
it was
yeah.
about June-ish, something like that.
Not even back by then.
Big in Japan. What you been doing, man?
She was in Japan for a year.
I remember seeing something about that.
So,
So
I went out
yeah,
for a
that's
bit to
cool.
see her, yeah.
Oh, what was that like?
Oh, amazing.
Was it good? Yeah, yeah. You enjoy just the cultural aspect of
She
it.
loved it.
What,
She
is that
speaks,
where you were
I've
there?
lived there for a year before that as well.
Oh, that's
She
amazing.
speaks fluent Japanese.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
really
anyway,
interesting.
it's not about-
Sorry, it's not.
what are you doing, lad? You're
I'm
taking
try-
over this
I'm
goddamn
trying to
podcast.
include
We have to
everybody.
get this fucking.
Alright? I'm trying to include the foursome. All right.
I have to change this and make it the Jamesy podcast featuring natural antagonists. So yes, and we got so we do charity stuff. We're doing a charity gig on Sunday, the three of us, for our friend
Yeah.
Angus, who's just another
In York,
jester
actually.
In York,
Oh, is it in
Yates's.
York? Yeah. What, this
come along,
Sunday?
man. Yeah, it's 4 till 11.
Whereabouts?
Yates's.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
We're on 7 till 8.
Yeah, that's the main shit, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
so come down. We've
right
done a
in the
few
middle
gigs
of
there.
town, that man.
Yeah, we've
What
done a
time? What
few
time are you
gigs
on?
7 till 8.
7 till 8, mate. I'm coming down.
Good
I reckon so. Yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, we're doing that. So, but more to the point, what have you been doing?
What have I been doing? Just you know what? Like a lot of karaoke stuff. Like hosting nights. I know it's not the best. Boo. But just a way
Get
to
off
earn
the fucking
money.
podcast. Right, it's lovely been having
Yeah,
you on podcast.
yeah. Let's wrap
Thanks
things
so
up.
very much. We'll see you later on, bro.
So yeah, just to ways to like get my tunes out there. Like one of the things with me is, as you know, I do backing tracks and produce and all that kind of shit. So a lot of people are just after acoustic guitar at a lot of the places. So I'm kind of just building that. It's a little money earner, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can fund my music through that, and I have
Yeah,
been
sure.
doing. So that's it. But I've got this pal called Nick. He's from Leeds, where he's a DJ, and we're kind of like we're talking a lot more, we're doing a bit of collaboration and that, and he's kind of got me onto DJ scene now, just doing that bit extra. You know, it's like you guys, you just want to get. I don't know about yourself, but you just want to get involved, whichever way musically you can.
Yeah, I mean, we do-
and that's kind of
We do podcasts.
Yeah.
We do businesses as well now. But
Yeah.
actually, we do stuff with music. Like, I'm going to be doing an open mic here soon.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to start soon. That's going to be.
Oh,
like,
that's cool, man.
yeah, so
I'll have
come
to
along for that.
yeah,
Yeah, mate, I'd love
definitely.
you to come on to the first one.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah,
loads
that's
of
fucking- that'd be
loads of like
massive.
random stuff going on. So
Yeah.
the more diverse the music, the better. So I'd love you to come along.
And that-
I
that's
also
kind- yeah.
I also want to do some work with you at some point, collaborate. Because I've got loads of
Mate,
beats
we
and
need
shit,
to
you know.
sit down. Your
We really
shit
do.
on the guitar. I remember I sent you that riff a bit ago, and
Oh, yeah.
that tune's on Spotify.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah, you haven't got any royalties though. I ain't
Yeah,
putting you
I
down.
what's my money, bro? Where's my 70p? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
get a
so-
chomp of that, bro.
70p,
Yeah,
what's
that's
that? A zillion plays on Spotify?
Yeah, 1,000 plays.
If I've got it on the laptop tonight, I'll do it tonight. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
that'd be good,
listen,
mate. Yeah,
man.
nice.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yes.
We do need to get together and do
Yeah,
some
yeah,
stuff.
we do.
Definitely, well overdue.
Well
overdue.
overdue, mate.
But yeah, with the karaoke thing, it's kind of like DJing karaoke, and I perform as well. So I try and keep it fresh. I give the people the chance to come up and sing. And you know, for me, it's vocal practice as well. But
Yeah, sure.
like I say, going back to what I was saying, it's kind of like the backing track thing. It just slots in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm building it up as well. Like we're doing our own thing. We did this thing in January at the New Inn in Barwick and Helmet. Check it out. And
Barwick and
we
Elmer,
were
is
just
that
like,
that tiny little place in
yeah,
between
it's a little
sort
pub.
of Leeds
Yeah, yeah.
and...
They've just took over. They've been there about 6 months or so, and we've just been doing this thing in January. And all the January gigs were packed out because we've been offering free drinks and like fucking Nick. He's comes up with new ideas to get people, you know, guess the tune and all that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
And we even put on the fly, you know, come in, we'll give you a few free pints, and it just works. It just works, and it
Nice.
works. And I'm kind of like, it gives me a chance to build up myself. As it shows, they've given the opportunity. I've got like a residency there every 2 weeks, and it's kind of like I'm building what I can do with backing tracks. Whereas like I go to a pub and most of them like, so what? You're a vocalist, you're a DJ. I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm kind of like a producer, rapper,
So
singer.
when you're doing the karaoke stuff, are you doing your own songs?
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
karaoke?
Sometimes, yeah. Most of the time I am, but
Good.
a lot of it's karaoke as well. So I'll get down, and if people are nervous to get up, I'll get up with them, and I'll do it in York. I'm doing it in York this Friday. It's just
well.
nice seeing people having a good time at the White Horse in
White
York.
Horse,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm a regular there as well at karaoke. It's
By the
just
time this podcast goes out, I hope that it went well.
Yeah. Hope it went well.
brilliant. Well, I hope
Hope
you know
everyone
gig on
went
Sunday
well.
goes well as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
So you know.
So are you doing? Are you getting any gigs anywhere at the moment? Or
Yeah, you know what? I've got a really top gig in West Yorkshire, and this is non karaoke, so it's obviously do my originals. We're a band called Skinny Living. I don't know if you know of them. Well, you have to have a look.
Yeah, Skinny
Check
Living.
them out.
Yeah,
Back to the
you know.
camera.
Shout out
But
Skinny Living.
Skinny Living. They're
Oh, you
really,
know.
really, really popular.
So where's this at then?
This is at the Miners' Arms, Wakefield. So that's on the
Wakefield.
11th.
You're getting about a bit then.
Yeah, I like to get about, mate. Well, the
Hey.
thing is, like, I prefer it kind of like, no disrespect to, like, York and that sort of way, but I prefer it like west. It's like the Wild West or something, man. You know what I mean? Just more urban-y, and people are more
We
accepting
did,
of styles and shit. That's what I find personally.
We did a gig out at remember what was that fucking pub that didn't pay you for ages? In Bradford kind of way. Do you remember that pub? We did that gig there.
Is that
We did the-
chapter 2, chapter 1?
Chapter 1, yeah.
something.
Where was that?
Is that when we went out that time? Did the Christmas one?
And we stayed over in the
And we
hotel.
stayed over. Yeah, it was chapter 2. It was
Yeah,
called.
what
I
was
think.
it? Where was it? What place was it?
Bingley.
Bingley, yeah.
Bingley. Is
And,
that right?
we did the Shuttle Festival in Bradford.
Yeah.
Year before COVID.
Shuttle shuffle.
Shuffle. Oh yeah, I've heard of
And that
that.
was a fucking great little
Was it
festival.
good?
Like we were
Yeah.
in like the shitty venue, like the pub, but it was great. Like everyone was wank, having a good time. We did went twice because
Yeah, man.
it was really good. Like the
I
vibe
feel-
there.
yeah,
I really
yeah.
like the vibe in West Yorkshire. It's real good. I'll be trying to get around like where we can. Like we're
Yeah.
off. Me and you've got a gig in Huddersfield coming up soon.
Oh, that's sick, man.
Just trying to get around. It's good to get about in different places.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah. I
there's
think they
people-
appreciate it more sometimes as well.
And,
Some,
like,
some outsiders like.
There's people I know, and this is like no disrespect to anyone, because like take the money when you can get it. But
Yeah.
like we know lots of people who just do the same pub every week, and the pub books
Yeah.
the same 4 acts every week. And you're like, what the fuck is going? Like, get yourself about. Like, I know it's good to get paid to do gigs.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wouldn't want to play the same,
Not the same. No,
fucking gig.
no.
Every
That's
week.
why, going back to what I'm doing, like that's why instead of doing like your 2 45-minute sets and going out and doing that every fucking 2 weeks at the
Yeah.
doing the karaoke, getting people up, building. Not only that, you build it at the same time. You kind of kind of building that rapport with people as well, because I'm getting to know people by first name basis. Asking how the families are. You just good to be. You know what it's like when you go to open mics and all that. It's just it's all about building relations
It's
and just
networking,
being
isn't
like,
it?
yeah. It's. And you can't just sit there and be like, oh, look at me, I'm awesome. I'll get on stage. Look at me, I'm great. You've got to get involved with people. And I think in the modern day as well, it's more of a thing. Like getting to know somebody. Obviously, the burst of YouTube and all the influence and all that kind of shit. They are, and I think that's what gives it more appeal.
One of the problems one thing that annoys me is people at open mics who like rock up, play their set and fuck off.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you don't want to listen to the music, like you've got a perfect opportunity to make friends with people who are also making music, and you never know who you're going to collaborate with. Like,
No.
I know Eve literally because we'd gone to an open mic at the Doghouse in Selby.
Yeah.
And like I'd heard her play. We weren't going to go. I mean, Dodgy didn't go to open mics, but
Yeah.
he was around doing stuff in my studio, my house, and we were just like, fuck it, should we just go
Yeah.
out? We were like, yeah, fuck it, let's go out. And we went out, and I saw Eve sing like some originals, and everyone else was doing covers. I just went up to her, and her mum was like, if you ever want to come and record anything, this is my number.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear from her for like fucking weeks. And then like, she was like, yeah, I want to come and record. And that's how we, like, it was literally just by like going, fuck it, let's go to an open mic, let's talk to someone. And I'm like, doing gigs with her and she's my girlfriend and all that. It just comes from literally just speaking like to people. And I
That's
hate
good,
it when
man.
you get people who just rock up and fuck off, because like, not only is it bad for the person who does that, but everyone else thinks you're a dickhead.
But
Everyone's just like,
the majority of people,
Image, mate, image,
the majority,
isn't
the
it?
majority,
Yeah,
of,
it's
the
a
majority
good
of the
thing.
people that do that just play the same fucking songs every time anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
that's
this
just,
is
it. I mean,
It's
you
good
know,
to be a people
you've
person.
got to
You've
have
got
a
to
bit
be
of
a
variety.
people person as well. Like, and I find like a lot of people will start music, like especially young'uns as well, that I've seen on Instagram and what have you, because that's where I'm kind of living at the moment. But you see a lot of them like, oh yeah, I want to get out and do gigs, and they haven't got any gigs. You're recording at home. It's like you need to go out. You need to go out and be brave and do those things and talk to people,
Yeah,
because you can't. You've got to be bold. You've got to be brave.
You have to, yeah.
In a sense, you've got to have a business brain as well. You've got to
100%,
make these big decisions, and you can't do it by sat at home recording and fucking playing piano or something. You got to go out there. You've got to be bold.
We found that we had a
No shy person ever got anywhere in music. You got to be.
We had a dude.
straight up.
We had a dude the other day on the podcast, a business guy, and he's like a social media expert, and he
Right.
like opened up my eyes, our eyes, to a lot of things. Like he was like, if you treat Facebook like social media, you ain't gonna get seen. You got to treat it like a business, and you've got to treat Facebook or Instagram, whatever you're using.
Yeah.
You've got to pay for it, because like in the old days, you used to have to like pay to get your flyers printed. You have to go and put them around. Well, that's the new version. If you do it
I like that. That's
if you
a
do
really
it for,
good
if you
way
do
of
it for
thinking about
free,
it. Yeah.
Facebook ain't going to support you because you ain't giving them money.
But if you took a couple of quid on an ad, there's
Exactly.
my
So,
poster.
Like, maybe
there's
five
my poster,
quid.
but it's virtual
Yeah,
rather
so
than
Let's say,
physical.
for example, you spent 10 quid on flyers, on like 500 flyers or something. I don't know how much flyers cost these days.
Probably
but
about 30 quid.
let's say 30 quid. If you spent
And then all
30 quid
printing that
on
goes behind it and-
Facebook, what it'll do is it'll just reach a hell of a lot more people. I was saying to Ian the other week, it doesn't necessarily guarantee bums on seats, but it's still
gives you
sort
a
of like
boost.
It
gives
puts
you
it in
that
people's
boost
minds.
and lets people know about what's
people's
going on.
minds.
I mean, I kind of like was like, fuck it, I'm gonna invest in ourselves. So I like said to Eve, was like, right, it's 250 quid. Use it how you want and whatever post you want, like videos of us playing and stuff. And then just use that 250 quid, and we'll just use that as that's our marketing budget for the next 6 months. Yeah. So when there's something we do, like a video or whatever, like she'll put on boost, and like one of the videos got like thousands of views just because it got boosted. You know, where you get like 50, 60 views on you don't. You know, like you need to.
I think one of those things as well, Rich, is using that data though, isn't it? Like it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. That's exactly what I've been doing, investing in myself every month. And it's like it's using that data from there, isn't it? And reaching those people again. And that's what the main thing is, isn't it?
You got to get on people's feeds. You got to get people's like that's the only way to do it. You got to get people knowing
and
who
not
you
just like one post. You know, you've got to be constantly putting material on and stuff like that.
What could we post today that's different? You're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of like recently, last couple of weeks or so. So, long story short, I've been with this group called LMS UK. So I was paying them like a lump sum of money every month to help me with my social media. They planned out.
Social media, like
social media manager.
Sure.
As such, but that's all it was. They had this 24-month strategy planned out with me. Say this is where we're going to get you 1,000 engaging fans along the way. Well, they're not going to do it. Obviously, I have to do the grind work. It makes it sound like they're doing it. I'm doing it. It's me posting it. It's my money. You know what I mean? I'm posting it, kind of thing. And so she had a social media plan set out for me, and that's been going on for about 5 or 6 months. I've just literally pulled the plug on it a couple of days ago.
Not working?
No, it worked. I got some valuable insight to it, and I just feel like a lot of I was doing myself. There was a lot of contacts on there, a lot of playlisting, but they're all on the internet anyway. Yeah. So you can find these things. It's just everything's in a hub, like free playlisting and all that, which usually, again, talking about money, it's investing. And obviously, with some playlists, you do get bots and shit like that, but some of the playlists I've been on are really good, and I've paid for them, and I've paid out of pocket rather than go for a free playlist or submit 1 million times and get like one yes out of fucking... We got 20 emails or something.
We got a few things from like Spotify, didn't we, about that? Like trying to get.
We got hundreds. We've had. Sorry, not maybe an exaggeration. Hundreds, but we got a fair few emails saying you've been selected for this curated playlist, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, fuck off. But then obviously after speaking to Ian the other week, it's just like, well,
shit, should have done that.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but
again, it's just investing like in yourself. I think you've got to do, like you said, you've got to play the game.
And it goes back to what you were saying, Rich. Like having that, you got to post, keep posting. But it was good because she gave me all these ideas, and I've kind of, in a sense, it has helped me. But I knew to do that. I just didn't know how to consistently post and how to keep that going. One of the sheets was like stories Monday to Friday. Have your stories all the time on Instagram or Facebook, whatever you're on. And then do 3 posts a week. And then, obviously, in between those days, like and comment on other people's stuff to kind of build your brand up as well. So you're building that awareness and relationships at the same time. So that's kind of what it was set out. And I've kind of, it's kind of in here now. Like, I can consistently post without thinking. Again, some of them are a bit, I'll just find a post that I like, that I find funny, and I'll just share it on my Instagram and stuff like that. Or I'll just share my Spotify link the day after if I ain't got out to post. So I always try, I think I've got, it's trained me to find that way to post frequently, but the other task is finding trends and shit as well.
That's difficult, yeah.
So the recent trend I've been doing at the minute, feel free to copy it, is taking popular songs and writing my own verse to them. So I did, you might not know it might not be your bag, but there's a Jack Harlow tune that goes, "Put your loving on me, baby," and it's kind of a rap tune. You'll know what I'm talking about. I don't sound like a dickhead, do I?
You do to me.
So yeah, I did my own rap verse to that.
Cool.
We can show them a clip of that anyway. And that's done well. And it's just that's what's trending. And that was number one maybe I think about a month ago. And that's what's trending. I don't obviously love the tune. I'm not in love with it. I'd prefer doing my own stuff. But again, it's jumping on trends and coming up on people's feeds.
That's something that I'm just
that
not
kind of thing.
like willing to do.
Yeah.
Like maybe I should, but I just can't.
Yeah. But
It
yeah,
annoys-
yeah.
it
But
annoys me,
At
you know?
the same
That's
time,
my problem, though, not
at
that,
the same time, flipping it and doing your own personality as well. It's like I do a lot of like spiritual stuff, like motivational speeches and shit.
Yeah.
So I do like little short clips, of, like my thoughts on something, a bit of personality.
Are you
And
trying to be the next Jordan Peterson? Is that what you're saying?
something like that. And but they seem to get more comments on them. Those sort of videos, like personality sort of videos.
Yeah, they find out
like
what
this
you're
is what
like,
I am.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
did one like why I wear my flat cap. Did like a story of that, and there weren't really a story to it if I'm quite honest. But it's a good video. You can check that out.
Why do you why do you wear your flat cap?
That should be my catchphrase now, shouldn't it? You can check that out.
You don't have to look at the camera every time, though. Like,
Okay,
everyone's watching anyway.
Yeah, it's recorded anyway.
What is it? Why do you wear a flat cap?
So yeah, my mate had a New York Yankees cap in my old town where I used to live, and it was the most raggiest hat I've ever seen in my life. There was like bits missing and all that, and eventually lost it. I think it just deteriorated because it was just that old, and he had it for ages, and I was just like, wow, I bet that hat's got some stories to tell. So I always wanted a hat. I went through different styles, like I don't know. It was like
I wear hats all the time, bro.
wardrobe malfunction. Yeah, you're a hat guy.
I've got so
You're a
many
hat
hats.
guy. We're hat guys.
I'm just a one hat guy.
He's
This
got
is my
one hat.
favourite
He's
hat. I've
literally
only
got
got
one
this one.
So if you look back at photos of like when I was in duos and that kind of thing, I've had this hat for ages, and I just want it. This is just going to stand the test of time.
looks good.
I'll
Doesn't
probably
look
lose it
like
on the way home. So
Actually,
that's
weren't you
yeah.
wearing that one in the last podcast?
Yeah. There you go.
There
Personality.
you go. When you've got something that you like, wear it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it's
this
there
is
for.
Yeah,
I like
this
it,
is
man. I like
So
it.
that's
I like it. I
that's
like
the
your trainers
story.
as well.
Yeah, they're new. I got them at Christmas. You know what? I get
I
the
just got
same
these
sort
new,
of.
my Lacoste ones, and I'm fucking buzzing. I love them.
They are nice, mate.
They are
nice.
fucking smart. Aren't
Yeah, I've had the same
You
sort
know,
of.
so I've veered away from that
they?
conversation.
Because you've always got shit trainers.
I've come straight from fucking work, haven't I?
Yeah, but not only that,
Should we
it's,
match?
it depends what your flavour is, isn't it? You know what I mean? I like kicks. I love new trainers all the time. Like I'm a right tart when it comes to trainers.
Oh, me
That's
too,
my-
mate. Me too.
That's my bag. I love it.
I got some Adidas Sambas,
Oh yeah, cool man.
and like they're obviously expensive.
Yeah.
And my ex was like, "You can't buy them too expensive." So when we broke, I was like, "I'm buying fucking Sambas." So I bought them, and I wore them all the time.
Samba spree.
Yeah, I wore them all the time because they're so cool. And then I wore them down, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck!" So then I bought another pair. So now I've got two pairs of Sambas. So I got one that's for like smart.
Yeah,
And I got
yeah,
one
I
that's
feel you, man.
wearable,
I
so-
feel you. Like
Yeah,
these,
you know?
I wasn't gonna wear these tonight, but I thought, you know what, we'll be in a pub and that'll be sound. Then a little
Yeah,
bit of
looking
blood on
fucking- they're
outside, but
fucking
we're
nice,
all
man, I
right.
like 'em.
But I usually wear my Nikes. I was quite buzzing because I got them for like 40 quid. My Nike Air
Nice.
Flights, and I got that like in the middle of the year, thinking, oh, I'll just get it for Christmas and all that. They're 60 quid now. It's fucking buzzing,
Fucking
yeah,
buzzing,
man.
that's when you could
I
save.
like it. I like a bargain, mate. I like a bargain.
So what are you recording an album or anything? or?
Fucking hell, mate. Where do I start? Just I
At
don't
the
know, mate.
beginning.
Because of the I don't know. I've just been getting ideas down, recording them, and just shoving them out there like a bat out of hell. Really, just
So just
I don't know.
doing
just,
stuff and then getting it out. Not
yeah,
really,
yeah.
like, the
I'm
album,
trying
or-
not to think about things too much, man. Like, that little bit of air before a vocal or something like that. Just little things like that. Just, oh, you know what? There's no point overthinking this because I'll spend a fucking 2 months on it if I do. So I'm
Yeah.
next,
No, that game.
next, and then. And then I look back, like even some of the stuff. Like I was talking with Nick, and he's really good at producing. I'll have to introduce. I mentioned you guys to him.
I would love to have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get you both on. That'd be awesome.
You
Get
need
two of you
him.
on, yeah.
Don't take him off me, though, he's man. But he's.
I'll take him off you. I'm a producer. I don't need him really. I just like to meet him. You know?
But he's got some really good ideas, and he made me realise a few things about the tunes that I've already released. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it could have a bit more space, a bit more shape to it. And
Yeah.
obviously, you learn these tricks as you go along. But open my eyes with that. And like I say, just releasing one after
It's
the other.
doing an album's tough.
Yeah,
When
I'm
you're
not
doing it
doing
yourself,
doing
it's
albums
tough.
anymore.
Because
really.
we did the first album. Our first album we re-recorded and remixed
About
and
3
remastered
times,
3
something
times.
something
Every
like that.
song, so that's
It's
12
awful,
songs.
isn't it,
That was
mate?
like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then the second album we did it at least twice, some 3 times. Like
Yeah,
I've done
it's overthinking
I've
it.
done
innit?
one with Eve.
It's not so much overthinking it. It's because
that's-
you end up.
yeah.
What we found is you end up getting better at what you're doing in terms of
Yeah, yeah.
So
recording
you get to-
little techniques. You
Yeah,
pick up
yeah.
little ideas,
Yeah, yeah.
and
So
then
you
you
get to
make
the
it better.
Yeah, you get to the
Yeah.
12th song, and then like the 12th song, so you listen to the 12th song, you master it, that sounds mint. You go back to the first one, like fuck's sake, it's shit.
you know
You gotta
what,
get
I
back
can
and
tot- I
start
can
again.
totally
But like I
relate
said,
to
I'm doing with Eve, like we did basically like 9 songs, But then like Eve's it was the first time she'd recorded, so now she's like, scratch it, I want to do it all again because I got better. I'm like, fucking hell, I know this game. So just go, it's like you just got to be like, you have to have a lot of patience. I mean, I spent hours and hours and hours listening to the same bar over and over again, trying to get it right. You know what I mean? Like you need, it's not. I enjoy it, but I get why people want to do it. Like I don't mind. I can sit there and do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I can literally go
You've
right
got to have
studio
a really
day.
tough...
I can do 10 hours and just sit there and do a song.
If you've got the money to sort of like send it off for mastering.
Yeah, but at the same time, it takes fun out of it, and you want it your own way, don't you?
That's why we never do it, like, because people will always say to us, "Oh, we know someone who masters, or we know someone whose job's to master." Like, we kind of agreed, and I definitely feel this way. I'm pretty sure he does as well. That if you do that, you kind of
you're stuck with that track, aren't you? Yeah.
They're precious to us, you know. Like they're our songs. If you give them away, songs,
we've literally done everything. Like, I don't want to do all that work. Get to the end and go. Here's someone else, and they go, "This is how I'm going to master it." It's like I want to master it myself. So we're not great at mastering because we haven't spent a lot of time doing it, but it's something we're learning as we go along.
Yeah,
So
same. It's like one of those things. If you want to add anything as well, like ad libs and extra little bits, you can't. If someone's a master,
someone's got it. Yeah, it's
done.
You've got and now with like home studios, it's so easy. I mean, like we've got so much equipment. You know, like you can make it sound so fucking good from home. You don't need to go into a studio. You know, all the equipment's fucking banging. It doesn't matter what everyone's like. I hate people who are like, I use Ableton or I use what's the Apple one?
GarageBand.
What's the other one? The other Apple one? I use that's like they all do the same shit. Like it doesn't matter what you use. Like it really doesn't make any difference what you use. Like Cubase is the same. They're all the same. They use the same shit.
You just got to remember it's fucking time consuming.
It is time consuming.
Everything about it. You know, the recording bit's the easy bits.
Yeah.
If you're well practiced and well rehearsed, you can record stuff like that. But it's all the little tweaks and the mass and like the levels and mixing it with everything else. There's so much to take into consideration.
We spend most of our time, like almost all of our time, was drums because we haven't got a drummer.
Yeah.
So we program drums.
Fucking about with sample and making your own.
Trying to make like rock drums sound like a real kit. It took I think we've got a real good template and stuff that we use now. So we like put all the beats in, then we go in and change every input. So on the snare, every input's different, so it sounds natural. And then we do that with the toms and the kick. Every single beat. So like a 4-minute song. And then once we've done that, we then mix down that. That goes into a separate file which we've got set up. So each track gets mixed down and goes into a separate snare file, a tom file, which is like a natural sound, and then that gets mixed down, put into a master file, and then we create the master of the drum kit, which then goes back into the original mix. I mean, just took it. And every fucking song. So our second album, which is more kind of dancey, electronic, was much easier. It doesn't matter because it's meant to be that way. You know, we did a few songs that were kind of like acoustic, like a rock. More.
That's why I like fucking with samples so much because you can just it's just like a drag and drop sort of case.
Drag and drop a sample.
But at the same time, I don't like just using samples. Like I'll proper fucking modulate them and make them sound different and put and add a few keys in there. Just
of course.
You know what I mean? Fuck about with it. But it's just so much easier just doing it that way. But yeah, I totally get it. I mean, going over the same song over and over again, you've got to have something in your head that just says, "Look, we're going to see this through to the end." You know what I mean? We're fucking. Really, I've heard it so many times, but I keep coming back for more. Maybe
one of the hardest things, and I'm probably going to embarrass her now, but was like doing Eve stuff was because obviously she was in Japan. Like I was here, I really missed it. I had to listen to her like sing over because I was mastering her stuff for her while she was in Japan. It's fucking killer. Like you listen to shit over and over again. Like it fucking it's draining.
All right. I thought you were just gonna say you missed her so much and that hearing her voice, but
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I just didn't want to be that explicit. But
I think the trick is when you
I got you that.
You got me there.
You got
me, bro.
There you go. You owe me.
I do think a little trick is to everyone out there, as well as you, is just have a little break now and again. Just put down tools for a few days at least, up to a week, and then go back to it. And then sometimes you can be like, fucking hell, that sounds mint.
Yeah.
You know? And then sometimes you'll be like, I just need to make a few tweaks here.
How often do you bin songs?
Very rarely, very rarely we bin songs. Like I don't think we've binned. There's a few.
It's kind of like a push to the side.
Well, we
binned a few on the first album. Didn't we?
So our general way of doing it is we'll write songs.
Yeah.
So we'll have like 15, 20 original songs, and then from those 15, 20 songs, we'll be like, well,
the best.
We'll pick the best ones and we'll record those ones.
Yeah.
So we don't rarely bin songs because we decide prior to recording what songs are going on there.
Yeah.
So we don't really record ones that we're not gonna do.
Is there any songs that get stuck in the like? For me, like the best way I can describe it is I went through a kind of way of having a little league in my head of which songs are good enough.
Yeah.
Like, and some of them kind of just stayed where they are. Some of them got through, some of them got binned, and I've still got loads of like songs on my phone that I haven't that kind of made the cut, and then I had a melody written out and everything in it, and they've just gone back to where they were.
We've never really had. There's a couple of bits and bobs from the second album that didn't really work. But again, we didn't take it forward. Like we're pretty good at knowing what songs we want to do and what songs are going to be good. Like we've already got songs for like if we get around to it. Like
I suppose you can vouch for each other's opinion as well, can't you? You can be like, that sounds shite, and then you'll be like, and then you might start questioning it and be like, no, that's good about it. So you've got that.
Well,
like I've only got my head to refer to. Like no one.
The other good thing about being with some like the duo is obviously, and also, but me and Dudzy vibe pretty much on everything. So we kind of have like we don't need. We're just like, it ain't working. We got a few from the first album. We got some old stuff that we recorded like early on. That's kind of fun to listen back to, but ain't really good enough, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there's some stuff he did like.
You know what kind of level it is compared to what you're doing now, and that kind
yeah,
of
there's a real. There's some cool shit that we've got. There's a song. We had a rap song that we did one of the first.
Rise Up, wasn't it?
Rise Up. We've never really liked what we've done. It's never sounded right. Like we like the song. So that's maybe where we've been. There's a really cool one. Remember when Katrina did all the talking, the news stuff and that? Hate Mail, which is like about Daily Mail being fucking shit.
Cool.
And it's a really good song, but it didn't really work. Yeah. But like with Eve, like there's a couple there, kind of like the Amaranth from Every Day. It's just I'm sitting there, I can't quite get it working the way I want. It's not binned off yet. It's just like you know. So that, but anyway, we're starting anyway. So they're all binned.
It's stuck in the pipeline, and you kind of just need to cleanse it and make it that bit.
It's just not work. It just sometimes it just doesn't work the way you want it to work, and sometimes just start again.
There's a good example. We've sat and spent like 6, 7, 8 hours on the same fucking 4 or 8 bar, and at the end of it, just gone. Nah, and binned it.
We've had whole nights of just starting again.
It's awful.
But we didn't check, but we're pretty confident in the songs that we pick and do. Yeah. So it's never really been in the song. It's just finding the way to work. And I think what Dudley said a minute ago about leaving the songs you're mixing and mastering for a week or whatever, just so you can get a fresh kind of eyes on it when you come back. It's true with songs as well. If there's a song that isn't working, just leave it for a month and just go, right, I'm not going to do that, because you just get wound up about it. It could still be a good song, but you can trick yourself into thinking it isn't a good song because you're getting frustrated. Sometimes it's just like, right, leave it to the back. You know?
Or you think this part isn't sounding quite right and you can't quite get it right. Leave it, go away, come back, and majority of the time it does sound right.
We got a song on the second album called Taz, which is Dudley wrote about his friend who died, and like that took ages to get right. I remember at one point I just was like, I can't get it to sound the way we want it to sound. And then we just put it aside. So we put it aside for a bit, worked on other songs, came back to it, and the Dudley was like, because we bought this fucking orchestra,
BBC Symphony Orchestra plugin.
Off of Spitfire audio.
Cool. So what does that do? Is it an orchestra?
It's
full on orchestra sounds.
But it's samples, not.
Yeah.
So it's actual violins and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we came back to it and put that into it, and then the rest of it started to kind of fall in place, you know. So sometimes if you just put stuff aside for a bit, and then because it's easy to get frustrated, just be like, right, I'm done with that for a while.
What about lyric writing then? So just because I've got it in my head and I had it in my head a minute ago, it's come back. Lyric writing. How do you do your lyrics? Do you do them on phone, paper? Who does them? And how do you go about it?
I write
either or.
I write on either or. I write on paper. Yeah. Eve writes on phone.
Yeah, I'm a phone guy.
But you do write a lot on your phone, isn't it? Yeah, you do both. Yeah, but I'm very much like paper. But I don't like, and I think Eve's the same. Dudley's the same as well. But none of us really sit down to write.
No.
I probably do more than anyone else, but I don't. Like, we got a song called it's going to be on the next album called About 6 Months.
Oh, fucking
and it's just basically I was watching one of Russell Brand's videos, and he was like saying that thing about what's the difference between conspiracy and fact. About 6 months, you know, and I loved it. And I was like,
"That's really good."
So in my studio, I just had about 6 months written on my whiteboard. So every day I was going to the studio, and it was just there. I was like, "How am I going to write this song?" And then I didn't force it, but then just kind of start writing bits. So I don't really. But I do.
Do you believe in finishing a song on the same day, or like going with that feeling?
Oh fuck no! I just
Do you be like, oh, I've got the first verse, maybe I can write another verse in a couple of days?
I was saying this to Steve yesterday. Like sometimes what I do, and I find it works, is I'll write the whole song.
Yeah.
I'm not like that's the song. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes
Obviously modifying it as you go along.
Yeah,
I'll do that sometimes.
Because sometimes you can be like, but then other times you can get frustrated again and be like, oh, it's not very good. But like, if you've got some words, at least you can like know where you're going.
Yeah, because you can divvy them about and change the flow of things and be like, oh, that doesn't sound good there. But at least you've got the format of the song. Because I think one of the things is important to keep with a subject as well. I mean, you can have a few different stories going on in one song, but I think you've got to get that core right, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to get the body. It's almost like... It's a piece of art, and it all has to come together in some sort of way, shape, or form, doesn't it?
Dudzy's one of like one of my favourite like lyricists in the way he writes songs because he doesn't write songs very often, but sometimes he'll just message me and be like, "This thing happened, and now I've got a song." So like, if something happens that he sees, he can just write the song, and he doesn't write like I'm very old school, like Beatles, Kinks type. Verse, chorus, bridge. Middle eight, whatever. I'm very standard, but like, and Eve does this as well. But like, they just write stories. There's no, there are verses and choruses, but it has a real like freedom to it, which I really like. And they're like, they're not trying to fit stuff into a verse. Whereas I'm very much like, right, I know how many beats I've got in each verse. I know what I write about, so I'll fit stuff in. You know,
I'm similar to you. Similar. Sort
they just write, and I love it.
But then the
stream of consciousness.
Then they're always malleable. You know, the lyrics are always malleable. So if it's like, right, I've wrote these lyrics. Let's try and put a tune to it. Sometimes the words might have to change to make it fit. But sometimes you can write a song in a day, a few hours. Sometimes it can take months to write a song. For me, there's no time frame to it. Sometimes it just comes like that, and then others
like,
it just
our first album, we got a song called Majestic Beast on the first album, which was about the tree. It was like beside Dudzy's house that they just took down for no reason.
They chopped it down.
Like, Dudsy was like messaging me, he was fucking fuming. He's like, fucking, I can't believe they're fucking doing it. And he's like, I'm writing a song. And then like the next day I saw him.
That's good. You know what? Just capturing that emotion and just pouring it into it. That's good.
But
I like
the same day, like he was coming over anyway, and he came over and he had the song written, and I had a bit of like a riff that I was working on, and then Dudsy like played around with that. And then we just made the song. I mean, it was within that day we had a song.
Pretty much.
Then there's like about 6 months. It took me months to write because I kept changing bits. Wasn't keen on like lyrically and I was just fucking with it. But I had the core of the song. I knew what I wanted to write about. There were just bits and bobs I didn't like. It took me ages and ages. And like Dudzy was really excited for it, so I played it to him. And he's like, "I really like it." I was like, "Yeah, but it ain't ready to like work on it." You know, I wasn't bothered.
Sorry, did you take his lyrics and then mess them about, or was this your writing?
About 6 months.
About 6 months
I
was
wrote. Yeah,
but
the Majestic Beast, I've not really fucked with any of his lyrics. Like Sheep, which is like a great song that he wrote. I'm just going to be on a new album. It's really good song. It's about some sheep that he saw in a field, and then he just hatched this idea that they were trying to escape. So the song's about these sheep escaping from this field. But it works on a level whereby it's about sheep, but it could be about human relationship. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, so people can take their own thing from it.
This is what good songwriting's all about, is having that interpretation that, what do they mean?
Yeah, it's great.
Exactly. And it
I'm going
gets
to put
people...
that in my own way. I feel that way about it.
And that's what it's
See, the only thing about sheep is this is in the fucking title. There's no other word. The name sheep doesn't come in any of the lyrics
it's not in the
whatsoever.
song. Yeah, it's just called Sheep. Yeah,
it's just left to
it's,
listener to
yeah, exactly, because
with.
it's relatable.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful song, and we had bits, but we don't jam like a lot. But like, if one of us has an idea, then we'll sit down and we'll just fucking jam it. Like Dudzy likes to like repetition, so if I've got something, like cause I'm pretty good at coming up with little bits of lead. I'm not like particularly good at building lead guitar.
Do you sometimes mash your lyrics? Like, for example, it's not always a story. Do you do like just let's just do off the bat kind of shit?
No,
it's always got a story.
No,
or some sort of meaning to it.
Always. Yeah. I can't write gibberish. I just can't do it. Like I need. I wouldn't
say gibberish just because some good songs are written through gibberish. Like a lot of good songs that are made.
I don't mean
through shit lyrics, but I don't mean it
negatively. I just couldn't think of a better word to describe.
Of course.
But it's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just
I'm just sticking up for myself because
don't worry about it, bro.
That sometimes.
No, it's not. It doesn't need to be negative. It's just that.
But I do stories as well. I kind of like when I do my writing, I kind of have like one or two sub stories going on. But it always comes back to personality for me. So I'll be trying to mean one thing and then mean another, but they kind of like go along all the way in the lyrics kind of thing. So they kind of, again, it's open to interpretation.
I think we just need story. We've always needed stories to tell. Like it's just how we do.
I think a lot. Mainly, you need stories, don't you? Mainly.
It just depends. Like, very few. Like a lot of the stuff I do with Eve is all very personal stuff because that's how she writes, right? But none of our stuff is really very personal. We've got Taz,
yeah, but like, it's more a fun kind of story.
Get right back.
See, I can relate to that. I've got that emotional side where I do like a love song and then I'll kind of like flip it and do a rap, like the song that I've got just came out this year. Can't forget the name of it now.
That's my God. Think of the name of your song, bro.
Go Where the Heart Is. It's not called that. I think I renamed it about 20 times.
Is it called She Loves You?
Yeah. On Fruit Loops, it's called Funk Ass Tune. I know that. I always remember that.
But no, it's
called Goodbye. That's what
Goodbye.
It's
check it out.
Yeah. It's good.
But yeah, so I've like a song on going to be on your album, Get Right Back. That's like for me an emotional, like a song about something's going on with me. But a lot of our songs are about like conspiracies and governments being dickheads, and because it's more fun for us to write that. We're not really that fussed. But then I also do really like doing the emotional stuff with Eve. So I like all sorts of shit.
I'm like that. I'd like to say a double between the two.
I'm not locked into anything. Just the music that me and Dudsy play doesn't really suit. I mean, there's I don't know because we kind of merge it like what's the one I did about Peaky Blinders. Waste Away. So it's kind of about
I'll have to dive into your stuff, man.
You should, mate. Yeah, the second album. I think you'd like the second album.
Yeah.
But the first album, there's a song called Waste Away, and I love that song. But it's not written about me. It's like I wrote it, watched Peaky Blinders, and it was about the dude and his like descent into madness, right?
Yeah.
But it does kind of have a weird symmetry to my life. So even though I'm saying it's not about me, like it clearly is about me because you can follow it down. You're like, oh shit, yeah, it is about. So sometimes it just happens where you write about something, but like you're subconsciously writing about yourself as well. You know?
Yeah,
I just love writing songs. I just find it really.
And
fun.
the beauty is there's no rules.
There isn't any rules. Well,
so you can
few.
Well, only to you. But only to you personally. But there's no saying you can't write about that. You can't sing about that. You know. You can sing about what the fuck you want. Whether it's right or wrong in other people's minds, it doesn't matter. It's what.
And the thing I did, like, I had an album out last year, and again, it goes back to what you said, where you get to end and you fucking the rest of the songs are like over the years, and I thought I need to release them, and some of them I've played at your event actually, and like they got better towards the end, but there was one song that stood out, and I performed at your spot as well, and it was Step Off the Train. Again, I can't remember. Name of the song.
You're making too much music.
Running
bro.
fast. I think because the lyrics like they don't. You know when you're like, oh, gimme, your man of the midnight. You'd be like, that song's called Gimme. But I don't kind of title it.
Eve loves ABBA.
Yeah, I don't kind of title it on the basis of the main point of the tune. You know what I mean? It's kind of titled for something else that's happening in the tune. You know. So
yeah, no. I want to go back to something you said earlier, just because it's kind of something I'm interested in trying to get doing, but like. With the open mic I'm doing, I'm really trying hard to get some of the younger kids out because I remember when I was young and there was a jazz pub in Bristol called the Old Duke and they had an open mic and we went along. We were like 14 or 15. My Gramps took us along. My Gramps took us along because he's a jazz fan. I mean, we weren't jazz. We were just like a depressing.
Is that the one we walked past that time when me and you went out? Bristol year before last.
Yeah. So I went. We were like a depressing indie duo, you know, like just fucking songs about breaking up with girls and being sad. We were like angsty and 15, you know. Listen to like
15,
Placebo and shit like that, you know. So we did that, but we went there and it was awesome and it was so like good to be out doing stuff. We don't ever get any young ones out, but I know for a fact that there's lots of young people who are doing music in their bedrooms and. You said about it earlier, like being brave and that, but I don't know if you've got any ideas about how to get these people out because I don't really know much about social media or whatnot.
Yeah, and obviously pubs on a night and stuff like that.
Yeah, but obviously they come with their parents and shit. But like, just trying to get in touch with these people. I don't know how best to do it.
It's a good little market there and a good little idea to get people out and about.
I just don't know how to. I don't know if you've got any ideas.
Maybe try the marketing thing that Ian was on about last week. Like when you do the first open mic. Let's pay for a post out there.
I just don't know how to get in touch with the young areas. You know, I don't know how to.
Well, everybody does.
Because you're a bit out of touch, aren't you? Like I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about myself here. You are though.
You just said me.
No.
How's it about yourself? How's it about
you? Little baby, 37.
I meant that.
How old are you?
Metaphorically, yeah.
How old are you?
37.
Oh, so I'm a bit older than you.
Yeah.
He's fucking ancient.
Yeah,
he's at least 75.
I'm close to pension.
close.
Just going back to lyrics for a minute, then there was like one song that stood out was "Running Fast" for me, because I'd sent it to my brother and he was like, "Oh, the lyrics were really good. They're really inspiring." And it was kind of one thing I wanted to keep with my lyric writing was inspiring people and just. I know everybody writes about mental health. That's exactly what we're doing. We're chucking it in our lyrics and we're like, can people relate to that? That's me. That's you. You know, that's the relationship we're going with. But like I made that a habit of doing that in my lyrics on purpose. So there's a song called Shark Tank that I had out last year, and I had this saying in it, and basically this guy was working with me, and I was feeling shit about myself. I started a new job. It was at my old place, and I said, I'm not fucking gonna. He was like, oh, don't put yourself down. There's enough people doing that already. And I just thought, you know what? I haven't heard that quote anywhere, and just for a normal, ordinary person to say that to me, I thought it was just really nice, and it was really comforting at the time.
Yeah.
And I put it in my song Shark Tank, and I actually say that I stopped singing and all that kind of shit, and I said, advice for you: don't put yourself down. There's enough people doing that already.
Nice.
And it's a motivational thing, and we need that, don't we? And it's kind of like having that running fast from that. My brother said, just keep doing that in your lyrics, and it gives it that pathway to say, listen to my songs are good for you, so it gives it that kind of vibe.
It also gives you that interaction as well.
Yeah.
So when you're playing it live, you can obviously go into like the little bit of explanation before the song or after the song.
Yeah,
and then you have that little connection.
It gives it a little story as well.
I know you're like big into mental health stuff as well, which is great, obviously. But I was going to mention this because I listened to the album earlier, and I thought about. Do you know a dude called Ren?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been listening to him. Does he got the album?
Yeah, he's good.
I heard him.
Good.
I heard him a while back, and
don't know what's happening with that. Got a mind of its own.
But he's just a dickhead. But he's like he's phenomenal. Like the way he writes about mental health and stuff. Like
he's really.
He does this song called High Ren. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Is that the one where
he's in the wheelchair? He's in the wheelchair in the hospital gown, just on the acoustic. Fuck me. I mean, lyrically, it's just. And the way he does the video as well, like he's almost talking to himself. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, his lyrics are really good. Sometimes I don't like the way he kind of goes up and down. He's like, sometimes I don't like that, but lyrically, like you said,
lyrically he's fantastic.
Beautiful.
He's really good. But it's good to try and I find it quite therapeutic to write about mental when I'm fucking struggling or whatever. I find it therapeutic to write about it. Like, although I struggle to go back to those songs.
Yeah,
when I'm feeling good, I'm like, ugh. I was playing some old ones today, like to my mate Jagan, and I was like from the summer and shit, and I was like, oh god, that made me feel like real sad. I'm not playing these fucking songs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, just go back like the fucking hole again. You know what I mean?
It's good to go back to that place, but like you say, like I remember when Mum died years ago, and my brother would turn around to me. I don't speak to him now.
It's a shame.
Well. Personal reasons, but
any way of making that?
You are?
Can you get a make up?
No, never, never.
Oh shit.
Serious shit. But it was like, you'll be alright, James. You just make a song about it. It's like that's what makes it worse when you put all those emotions into lyrics, because you have to go to that place.
You have to go to that place
to get the lyrics. So it's almost like you're stepping into some sort of different dimension to go to that place and get upset. So like, it's alright saying that. I mean, I wrote, look, like after my mum died, you can talk about it, nicely now. And not nicely, it's not a nice thing. But you know what I mean? I wrote loads of songs, but there's too many emotions. I couldn't do it. So I just completely binned the idea off. Even my dad was like, I want you to write a song about it. And I can't. And I haven't done to this day. Just because I think I could now, but I don't see point of being like, oh, poor me, I've lost my mum. Everybody goes through shit. It's kind of like... that's it, and I don't want to make a song being like, "Look at me," you know what I mean? That's not what it's all about.
Just to sort of like relate to that slightly. I lost my best mate through one of my best mates through lockdown, and I always thought to my head, I need to write a song.
Yeah,
not about anything in particular. I just need to write a song dedicated. And I came up with one idea once, and it was just like, nah, not good enough. Yeah. It's not good enough, and I've been sat on these lyrics now, which I quite like, but I just haven't managed to find the melody or the song to go with it.
Yeah,
it's hard.
But the lyric, like you said, the lyrics aren't about woe is me or anything like that. No. It's all about
relating to that
the remembrance and everything like that. It's
like the song that I'm going to perform tonight. Actually, Busy, that mentions. I miss walking around Escape with you, because that's something I used to do with my mum in Castleford, the Escape Junction 32. But my mum isn't literally, she's not in the song whatsoever, but it's just kind of relating to missing somebody. So I just that little line for her. So she is technically in the songs I've done, but in a way where it's like, that's my personal bit. I wanted to put that in there.
Yeah.
And then people can be like, ask questions if they want to, but the rest of the song kind of goes back to make your mind up what you were speaking about before.
I find it just when my Gramps died, and I was real close to my Gramps.
Yeah.
And he when he died, he wanted me to sing a song. It's called The Old Rugged Cross. It's this old like kind of Gaelic song. And I did it, and I was fine. Like I was just like zoned in. I was like, right, I'm gonna do that song. Got through it. And after that, I just fucking broke down as a mess. But like, if I hear that song on somewhere now, like, it still just takes me straight back to that point. You know what I mean?
So I feel that.
If I write songs that are too emotional, it just takes me back to the time, and then I've got to be like today I had to work really hard not to let. I was singing these songs for Jay, and I was just like, I need to like be strong here, because I was like I was feeling myself drop back into those emotions, and I was like, no, that's like from another time, you know. So here's the thing. Right, dude, we've been going nearly an hour, and we want you to sing some songs, so let's wrap this shit up and get you singing, bro.
Yes.
Thanks very much for coming on, man.
No, thank you.
It's lovely to see you.
It's been good talk, man.
You know,
yeah, mate, it's great to see you again.
We should get in touch outside of here.
Oh yeah, fucking sure.
Yeah.
Right, Jamesy, nice one, mate. Thanks very much.
Cheers, James.
See you later.
Nice one.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.